Hello YouTube. I'm actually in my house for once, and I'm back from Florida. I went to a Bible camp down in Florida, and I came back with what I believe is the stomach flu, and I'm just now getting over it a bit. So if my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm in the house and I'm still getting over it because my throat still kind of hurts. And there's other things with my body that I don't want to discuss because it's kind of disgusting. But you guys, if you've been through this, then you know what the other issues probably are. But I'm back, and here's the Blue Eyes deck I was talking about. Let's get right into it. I want this video to be kind of quick because my videos on my phone has not been taking long at all. It's been dropping out at like 5 minutes and 6 minutes in, so I'm probably going to have to actually get an actual camera. So hopefully I can get one of them. But anyways, start off, this is the May 2002 Blue Eyes deck I was talking about. Run 3 Blue Eyes, mainly because it's the Blue Eyes deck. You have to run 3 Blue Eyes, no less. Triple Lord of D, or Lord of Dragon, if you guys don't know what the D stands for. It's really good with your flutes, and it's also really good for setting and baiting your opponent. Most of the time, if your opponent does not think that you're playing the Blue Eyes deck, but with me, I'm kind of giving it away with blue sleeves. But if they don't think, a lot of the times they'll think it's a wall and hesitate to attack into it, or they'll think it's a bug and be like, oh, I don't really want to swing, I'll just force it out. But if they do attack into it, it'll be a good bluff, and it'll throw their pace off. Or if they don't attack into it, and you top deck like a Flute of Summoning Dragons, you can flip it up, Flute of Summoning Dragons, and then pop 2 Blue Eyes on the board. So it's good for both ways like that. Triple Lajin, every Yugi Kaiba deck runs Triple Lajin, mainly because it's an 18k beat stick. It's the strongest monster that's not able to be tribute summoned. 2 Neo. Don't run any Battle Oxes, and I don't run 3 Neo. I feel like this deck is good without them. But it's 17k beater. It's the second toughest monster. Also, for those of you guys like, why am I not running Curse of Dragon? I don't like maining any other dragons, because I feel like it slows the deck down, and it does really good without them anyways. For those of you that's like, wait a minute, why aren't you running these other guys? I don't really care like running them. Triple Wall. They're good for bouncing. They're good for forcing your opponent to attack into them, or forcing your opponent to waste their fissures. Like for me, it's forcing me to swing into them, like wasting a reinforcements, or swinging into them with my Blue Eyes just to get over them. And my Blue Eyes will go back to the hand, and the monster that I reinforced will go back to the hand. Or it's wasting a fissure. So it's really good for getting monsters off the board. Triple Maneater Bug. Best card, and well, best monster, arguably, in this Yugi Kaiba format. Whenever it's flipped face up, it destroys a monster. It's a good 1-for-1. Trapmaster. Trapmaster, only 2. I ran 3. I don't like 3. 2 is really good. It's pretty much just snipes. Whenever, same thing as Maneater Bug. When it's flipped out, instead of killing a monster, it's killing a trap. And then Hane for reusing things like this Maneater Bug, or if you want to be if you don't really have a target like Wah, but never return Wah. Just return Maneaters and Trapmasters. That would be stupid to return Wah. Power 5. Raigeki, Dark Hole, Pot of Greed, Change of Heart, Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn for bringing back dead monsters or Blue Eyes in general, or your opponent's Summon Skulls, or their Blue Eyes, depending on what they play. Change of Heart for taking control of an opponent's monster and then sacking it with the Blue Eyes. Or if you're playing a Curse of Dragon, which I don't care much for, but some people do, sack it with your Curse of Dragon. Pot of Greed, draw 2, simple. Dark Hole, sack all monsters on the board, destroy all monsters, I mean that's simple. And then Raigeki, probably one of the most dirty cards in this game's history. Destroy all monsters your opponents control. 2 Flute of Summoning. Don't run 3. I tried 3, it was hand cloggy. At 2, I feel like it's there when you need it. So I do like 2. It's the card, whenever you have a Lord of D on the field, you can activate a Flute of Summoning Dragon and special summon up to 2 Dragon-type monsters, so your Blue Eyes is. 1 card. Thought about bumping it up to 2. I might bump it up to 2, because sometimes, even without the Curse of Dragons and the 3rd Flute, this deck still can brick every now and then. But if you guys want to bump this up to 2, do it. It's your personal preference. Or personal preference. My bad. It's your personal preference. So bump this up to 2. Anyways, discard, both players discard their hands and draw the same amount of cards they discarded. One of the best spell cards. I can't say the best because the Power 5, but if the Power 5 wasn't in the game, this would be the best spell. Pretty much destroy one monster with the lowest attack on the board. For people that are dumb and they only leave a face-up Summon Skull or leave a face-up Lodgin or a face-up Blue Eyes, why would you do that? Because then Fissure's just an easy 1-for-1. You can summon your guy if they don't have any back row and then swing and get an easy hit. It's really good. Your only 2 ways of getting rid of spells and traps and all that stuff. Dispel, pretty much Trap Master, but for spell cards. And then Heavy Storm, destroy all spell and traps. Final for the spell cards. 2 swords. Pretty much just stall out for 3 turns. Your opponent can attack for 3 turns. Dispel is the only way that gets over this, or Heavy Storm. Don't waste a Heavy Storm on this, though, unless if they've got 2 or 3 more back row. Also, Swords was at 2, or I would run 3 if Swords wasn't at 2 in this format. 1 Reinforcements and 1 Waboku. These are my 1-Fs for the traps. I feel like 3 is way too much in this deck, and 3 is way too much in this deck. I mean, I guess you could run 2 of this, but it's not really needed. I mean, you're really just pushing for the Blue Eyes with the Flute of Summoning Dragons and forcing your opponent to pretty much just draw in to their Dark Hole or their Raigeki and win. So you don't really need that much stally stuff. You kind of want to be on the aggressive end, forcing your opponent to waste their resources, so that way when you get your resources, it's done over with for them. But these still are 2 very good cards. This boosts your monster up by 500. This does what Swords does, but for a turn. Best trap card in the format, or at this point in the game, during this time. Pretty much whenever your opponent would normal summon a monster, destroy it if it has 3,000, not 3,000, destroy it if it has 1,000 attack or more. So the reason why Flute of Summoning Dragons is really good is because Blue Eyes can still be summoned if it's summoned by the Flute of Summoning Dragons. And again, this is the end of the video. It's kind of short compared to my others. These are 2 cards that you guys could definitely run if you want to. You could run like a third of Flute, or you could run like 1 more or 2 of these guys if you wanted to. But you don't really have to. And you can run like Giant Soldier for stally stuff, or what's that card? Mystical Elf. I have one. I'll have to find it though. You can run stuff like this if you want to make a stally approach, or you could run like the 3rd Trap Master if you wanted to. It's all player preference. Anyways, I don't know what video I'm going to make next. I thought about making my top 5 favorite monster cards, but I'm not for sure yet. You guys let me know down in the comments what type of deck you want to see. I do play a lot of old formats, so like I can show you my GOAT control deck, like my actual GOAT control deck, because I've uploaded Chaos Control and Beast Down, but I can upload my actual GOAT deck if you guys want me to. Or I could build Monarch Control and upload that for GOAT format, or any wind-up format deck. I love playing wind-up format. I got Dino Rabbit, Inzectors, and wind-ups. But yeah, you guys just type down and see what you want to see. Do you want to see like a wind-up format deck? Do you guys want to see a top 5 video of mine, like a top 5 favorite monster card that I own, or a top 5 favorite monster card in general of mine? Or just let me down, and if I have anything for that, then I'll make a video for it. And if nobody comments, I'll just come up with something off the top of my head to make. I'm officially back. Been gone for a week now. And this is the Only Big Green Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Johnny, which is my real name. I'll be signing out. If you don't like the video, dislike it. If you don't like my channel, unsubscribe. See you guys.